So we're going to find a nice tall seat. Take a moment to just notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice any areas of tightness or tension. And take a moment and notice how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. Any thoughts or feelings lingering from life outside of this room. And just notice whatever's present. And whatever you find, I want you to acknowledge it and then invite you to gently let it go. Making room for you to be completely present in your body right now. Notice your breath and its natural qualities in this moment. Notice the way that it sounds and feels. Notice where your body naturally moves in response to the breath right now. When you're ready, I want to invite you to begin to relax the muscles in your face. Relax your mouth and your jaw. Release any tension in your neck and your shoulders. Relax your upper back and your chest. Begin to soften the muscles along the rib cage and in the belly. Begin breathing deeply and fully, noticing where the body expands in response to your inhale. As you exhale, soften the muscles in the body even more, releasing all of your tension so that as you take your next full inhale, the body is able to blossom and bloom, lifting and expanding with that inhale. Continue breathing deeply and fully, allowing the body to move in this wave-like motion in response to the breath. The hands can stay on the legs, they can come into the lap with the palms facing up, or they can come to the body, one hand on the navel, one hand on the heart. Wherever you choose to have your hands, continue breathing that deep, full breath and focus on where the movement in the body happens. Expansive and lifting as you inhale, relaxing and releasing as you exhale. As you focus on this dance between the breath and the body, take time to notice how good it feels to take these deep, expansive breaths. Continue breathing deeply and fully, and allow your mind to now focus on a point of gratitude. It can be gratitude for anything from your breath or your body to a loved one, a favorite food, the sun shining this morning, anything at all. But allow yourself as you breathe deeply and fully to cultivate a frequency of joy and gratitude. And as you savor that full, deep breath, savor also that heart brimming with joy. Keep breathing deeply and fully with the mind focused on that point of gratitude. Bring your palms together. Press the thumbs in towards your heart and gently bow your head. Take one last deep breath here, focused on that gratitude. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open and we'll get started. So as always, we'll just do a little full body warm-up. Most of the things in the warm-up that we do are from the anti-rheumatic series. So they're good for everybody, regardless of any type of pre-existing conditions. And always you should let me know if you have any major serious health issues. You know, you can do so quietly always before or after class, so that I know that there's things that you're not supposed to be trying to do, right? I can help you to avoid doing them. When we're ready, we're going to either stand or sit. The choice is yours. Inhale the arms up, nice soft shoulders. Ground through the sit bones and feet. Reach through the hands. As you exhale, you release the hands down nice and slow. Notice what you're feeling in your body as you ground through the feet and the sit bones, reaching through the hands, the openness in the rib cage. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed, the spine nice and long. And notice how you have to engage the muscles along the rib cage and in the belly as you gently lift the arms up to their highest point on the top of your inhale. And maybe you even notice a way that you can keep them gently engaged as you completely release and relax on your exhale. Beautiful. Just play with your range of motion. Play with what feels good in your body. We're going to do one more here, just like this, at your own pace. Ashe. When you're ready, we're going to inhale up like we have been. This time as we exhale, we're going to find a forward fold. So inhale, ground through the feet or the sit bones, reach through the hands. As you exhale, hinge at the hip, press the hips up and back. Drape your body as close to the thighs as you can get it. Inhale, press through the feet, squeeze the glutes, lift with your sternum as you come up. If you're standing, you can also play with rolling yourself gently up from the exhale or from the forward fold. Keep your knees as bent as you'd like to keep them bent in that standing forward fold. Listen to your body. Find a gentle stretch in the hamstring without too much strain. So one of the things that we like to do in here is to focus on growth and gains without any straining. You should never feel any pain. You should never be really pushing yourself in here. One last time, coming down into the forward fold. Linger here for a moment. Let your neck go heavy. Completely relax your head and neck. One or two more breaths in this gentle forward fold. If you're standing, the knees are as bent as you want them to be. Wherever you are, you're going to slowly roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Notice what you feel in your back. Maybe roll the shoulders back a time or two if that feels good in your body. This time we're going to keep the right arm hanging down by the side of the chair or holding onto the hip, whatever feels good in your body. Inhale up, maybe to shoulder height, maybe toward the ceiling. Maybe you hold on to the hip or the chair and you reach over to the right. If you jut your hips out to the left when you're standing and keep a gentle bend in the knee. Everyone try and open up that left arm. Beautiful. Give yourself one more breath here. And always, if your neck is bothering you today, you can always look down instead of up, and you can also look straight forward. Again, just seeing what feels good. When you're ready, inhale up. Exhale that arm down, and you're going to do 3 with your own breath. So inhale up to wherever that stretch felt really good to you. And then exhale back down. 2 more times at your own pace, lingering wherever it feels good, if that's what you're called to do. Always listening to your body. So this is a very personal practice done in a not so private setting, right? And when you're ready, you'll release both arms by the side of the body and notice the difference between the two. The left arm now will hang down by the side of the chair or hold on to your hip, whatever feels good to you. You'll inhale the right arm up, maybe to shoulder height, maybe up to the ceiling. Maybe you'll hold on to the chair or hold on to your hip and jut the hips out to the right while you reach gently over to the left. Wherever you are, make the sides of your body nice and long. Find the position for your neck that feels good to you and open that right shoulder up by rolling that arm toward the back of the body. You want to feel a little bit of a stretch in here. 1 or 2 more breaths here. Notice what you're feeling. And whenever you're ready, inhale up. Exhale that arm down and give yourself 3 on this side at your own pace. Inhale up to wherever your stretch felt really good. And exhale back down at your own pace. Keep the spine nice and long. Notice who wants to be engaged to help support you along the rib cage especially. Deeply and fully. I think we have 1 more on this side. And if ever you feel like one side is still feeling a little bit tighter or a little bit shorter than the other, you can always give yourself a moment to check in, notice that, and give yourself an extra stretch on the side that feels like it could use it, right? Again, it's your practice. When you're ready, we're going to inhale the arms up, keep the shoulders nice and soft. Turn the body toward the left, your chest and hips in particular. Drop the hands to the sides of the body in the chair. When you're ready, inhale up and turn to center. As you exhale, turn toward the right side of the room with your heart. Exhale, dropping the hands to the side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. You're going to continue just like this, exhaling the heart to the other side of the room, dropping the hands on the side of the body. Inhaling back to center, and again, as you exhale, turning toward the opposite side of the room and dropping the arms. If you're standing, there's also the option to ground through the feet and keep the arms loose by the side of your body. And just like a kid on the bus stop in the wintertime with the arms inside of the coat, just kind of let your arms be limp like coat sleeves and twist your heart from one side of the room to the other and just let that feel good. It's just a little bit of a more fluid option that might feel nice in your spine. So give yourself a few more turns on each side at your own pace. Again, just noticing what you feel in your body. Breathe deeply and fully. Keep the spine nice and long. Maybe 1 more on each side. Again, lingering wherever it feels good, moving at a pace and in a range of motion that brings your body joy and comfort. When you're ready, you'll inhale the arms up overhead, bring the palms together, exhale the hands down the midline, stopping at the heart. Maybe bringing your hands to your body, especially if you were up spinning. And just notice how you're feeling in the spine and how the muscles along the back feel in this moment. When you're ready, we're going to do a little bit of flexion and extension of the spine. So if you want, you can come on all fours and do a cat-cow, or you can sit in the chair. The choice is yours. If you're in the chair, we're going to have the legs spread a little bit wider than hip distance. You're going to interlace the hands and bring the palms down in between your legs. You're going to drop your chin and look down at your hands. As you inhale, you're going to lift the arms up so that you can bring your hands up overhead, following them with your gaze, arching your back at the very top. When you're ready, you're going to begin to exhale, and you're dropping the hands slowly, following them with your gaze again, this time bringing the chin to the chest and rounding the spine as much as possible. You'll just inhale and exhale in and out of that on the floor. You've already got it. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You inhale the belly down, the hips and chin up. You exhale, tuck the hips, drop the chin, round the spine. Wherever you are, as you inhale into that arched back, notice how the shoulder blades pull tight together. And as you exhale and round your spine, notice how the shoulder blades pull far apart on the back of the body. And so just notice what you're feeling. Give yourself 2 more of each here. And you can also linger in any of these that feel good to you. Focus on letting yourself get a little bit further into that arched back, a little bit further into that rounded spine with every round of the posture, with every round of breath. And give ourselves one more here, moving at your own pace, letting it feel really good in your body. When you're ready, you'll slowly roll yourself up or bring yourself to a neutral spine. Take a moment to take a deep breath and notice how you're feeling. Beautiful. When you're ready, we're going to stretch our legs. So if you want to be seated on the mat, you can be seated on the mat with your legs out in front of you. And if you're going to be seated on the mat with feet in front of you, take your right foot and bring it into your left thigh. If you're in the chair and you are able to do this, you can, but this isn't necessarily easy to do. Laying on the ground, it's a little bit more accessible in the hip, right? Wherever you are, we're going to take the left leg and straighten it out in front of us, right? Flex the foot as much as you can, and notice that as you flex that foot and you change the position of your toe, right? Don't let it cave in. Keep it straight up. The brightness in the back of the leg here. Keep the spine as tall as you can. Notice the stretch in the back of the leg. Hold this for one more breath. When you're ready, we're going to take the foot, we're going to point the toe. Notice now how the stretch goes from the back of the leg into the front of the foot, down into the ankle, and maybe up into the shin. And if you have a hard time pointing it enough to feel a stretch, you can take your leg up over your thigh and use your hands to get that pointed toe. Again, you want to feel a deep stretch in here. There's muscles that run all the way from here up into the knee. When you're ready, we'll go ahead and move with our breath. Inhale, flex. Stretch in the back. Exhale, point. Stretch in the front. Inhale, flex. Stretch in the back. Nice tall spine. Exhale, point. Beautiful. One last one on this side. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. And a little bit of shaking is good. It's the nervous system and the muscles communicating. Keep the leg nice and steady. Use your toe to draw a circle. Now, if you're on the ground, you might want to lift your leg up a little bit and give yourself some room so that you can see how big of a circle you can get. Wherever you are, make sure you go in both directions. Make sure you're noticing what you're feeling in your foot, in your ankle, in your calf. Notice what's going on in the leg, and when you're ready, you can drop that heel to the ground. If you're on the floor, you can spread your legs flat across the ground again. Here we're going to inhale, spread the toes as wide as you can. Exhale, crunch the toes. Inhale, spread the toes. Exhale, scrunch the toes. One last time. Inhale, spread the toes. Exhale, scrunch the toes. And then just spread the toes because it feels good. Bring that foot down. And now, if you're on the ground, you can bring the left foot into the right thigh and extend the right leg. Everyone else, just extend your right leg. Flex. Everyone's going to flex your foot as much as you can. As you flex the foot and you play with the placement of the ankle and the big toe, find that bright spot in the back of the leg where you get the biggest stretch. Everybody should be working in this right leg. Breathe deeply and fully. Notice what you're feeling. Give yourself one or two more breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to point the toe. And again, now the stretch is going from the back of the leg into the top of the toe, the top of the foot, into the ankle, maybe even up into the shin. Give yourself one or two more breaths here. Nice tall spine. When you're ready, with your breath, inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Again, inhale, flex. Exhale, point. When you're ready, draw a circle with your big toe. Try to keep your calf nice and steady. Beautiful. Again, this is just to work on and build up that ankle mobility and just get blood flowing in these little spots in our body that hold so much tension and pressure. Make sure you go in both directions whenever you're ready, going in both directions until you feel complete. Right? Again, there's a lot of self-agency in here, and getting familiar with what your body wants and how it feels when it wants it is part of that. Drop the heel to the ground whenever you're ready. Spread the toes on your inhale. Exhale, scrunch the toes. Inhale, spread. Exhale, scrunch. Inhale, spread. Exhale, scrunch for good measure. Inhale, spread. And you can drop that to the ground. Maybe wiggle your toes, check in with the legs, see how they're feeling. We'll do just a little bit of shoulders and wrists, and then we'll get going. Inhale the arms up to shoulder height, and you can stay in easy pose on the ground, or you can get into the chair, entirely up to you, or you can stand. Options for days. Bend the elbows, grab onto your shoulders. Make circles with the elbows. You can do this one shoulder at a time, or both at the same time. Whatever lets you focus on what you're feeling in your shoulder the easiest, that's the best thing to do. And just always never be afraid to just close your eyes, really feel what you're feeling in your body. Go in both directions here with these circles as well, moving until you feel complete in both directions. And noticing that it might not be the same muscles and tendons that you feel working in both directions, right? The movement is fundamentally different, which is interesting. Same joint, right? Different stuff is going on. Being aware of that is the beginning of a very beautiful and very empowering journey. When you're ready, you can drop those arms down into the legs or by the side of your body. Notice what you're feeling in the shoulders, and in the chest and in the upper back as well. We're going to take the wrists and just give them a couple of circles in both directions, noticing what you feel, maybe wiggling your fingers as you do. And when you're ready, we'll go ahead and we'll do some knee stuff. So the first thing that we're going to do are going to be, there's some simple movements with the knee. You can be seated on the mat if you'd like. Here what we're going to do, and I'll come onto the mat. Here what we're going to do is take the left leg, and we're going to lift it up by interlacing our fingers behind our knee or the lower part of our thigh. All right, so we're just going to hold the leg up any amount here. And what we're going to do here, and if you're on the ground, you're going to flex the foot. If you're in the chair, you're going to ground through that right foot that you have firmly planted on the floor. When you're ready, we're going to turn the toes out and inhale the leg up. At the top, turn the toes in and lower the leg down. Now, if I'm not turning my toes, all I'm doing is inhale, extending the knee any amount that's comfortable for me. Exhale, lowering it slowly back down, right? Now, if I want, I turn the toes out when I lift up. I turn the toes in when I lift down. Now I'm sciatic flossing. So this works the sciatic nerve, right? So that's why it's a little bit more tricky. I like to offer it as an option because it's good for us neurologically to do these kind of compound movements, especially when we're not used to them. And if it also can help our sciatic nerve out, that's good news. Go in the other direction with this, turning the toes in as you go up, turning the toes out as you go down, and do just a few in this opposite direction. And again, all we're doing is a simple up-down movement with the knee. And so you're just going to be exploring really what the range of motion in the knee is. And notice the muscles around and above the knee that are helping you to make this happen. Because learning and feeling the muscles in the lower thigh and these muscles around the knee here, right? Being able to feel those is really important to being able to keep ourselves from using the knee in ways that lead to having to have knee replacements and things like that. right? When you're ready, you can drop that leg down. Notice the difference in the two legs and in the two knees. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to take your hands, interlace them behind the right knee or behind the lower right thigh. You're going to just inhale, extend the leg up, just lifting the knee, opening the knee, and then closing the knee. Again, if you want, turning the toes out as you inhale up and turning the toes in as you exhale down. So again, just an up and down motion with the knee. The knee isn't spinning right now. We're going to do a little bit of rotating with the knee in a minute. But right now we're just simply extending it, changing the orientation of our toes, which changes the orientation of our ankle and pulls on some nerves that run throughout our body. When you're ready, you'll go in the opposite direction. Inhale, the toes face in. Exhale, the toes face out. And again, just notice what you're feeling in the thigh and in the muscles around the knee. Notice what you're feeling. Breathe deeply and fully. Stay in a range of motion that feels good to you. And notice what muscles are working. Notice who's showing up to the party. Tell them thanks. Thanks for coming. Nice to have you. When you're ready, you can extend or drop that right leg. Now we're going to do some circles. So it'll be a similar motion, right? And I'll come into the chair for this one. But it'll be the same thing in terms of how you'll sit on the floor. We're going to take our fingers, interlace them underneath the left thigh, lift that leg any amount. And here we're going to focus on keeping the thigh as still as you can and moving the leg in a circle. Using the knee, so also try and keep the ankles, the foot flexed and the ankle steady, so that you know that it's the knee that's rotating. And this circle can be as small as your body wants it to be, right? But you want to feel that the knee is moving in a circle, it's rotating pain-free, right? This is a move that it was designed to do, right? So just try and keep the thighs steady, the ankle steady. Notice the knee moving in a circle and then slowly change directions. And again, notice always the fundamental difference in both directions. They're not the same. That's totally normal. Usually the one we choose to do second is the one that's a little bit weirder, a little wonkier, a little less smooth. That's cool. We just do a few extra in that second direction. Again, notice what you're feeling in and around the knee. What muscles are helping you do this? Stay in a range of motion that works for you. When you're ready, you can drop that left leg. Notice the difference in the two knees, the two thighs. When you're ready, hands will come behind the right leg. Lift it up any amount. And again, flex the foot, keep the thigh nice and steady. Begin to draw a nice circle with your heel. Again, keeping the foot and the ankle fixed. Letting your knee be what's making this circle happen. Feel the movement in the knee. Again, pain-free. Notice what you're feeling. And whenever you're ready, not a second sooner, you're going to change directions. Slowly and tenderly. Just exploring what the knee is able to do, what it's capable of. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly release that leg down. And just take a moment to extend your legs across the floor or just sit with your ankles beneath your knees and notice what your legs feel like in this moment. Notice what your knees feel like. Do they feel spacious? Do they feel open? And if ever you feel pain in here, stop doing the movement that we're doing and let me know so that I can help you figure out why you were feeling pain, right? The next thing that we're going to do is going to be a little bit of a hamstring stretch, but it also engages the core and the thigh muscle, and so it's a good one for knee fortification, yeah? And I'll show you a version standing as well. In the chair, what we're going to do is bring our right knee over the right ankle, and we're going to be sitting up in our chair a little bit. We're going to extend the left leg on the ground, and we're going to try and have our hips square, so sometimes we might let that left leg rather slide forward in the hip, right? Or we might sit the left hip back. Try and make the hips nice and square and even here, and the sit bones nice and flat if you're seated. If you're standing, you're going to stand with just your feet hip distance apart for now. Here, you're going to flex the foot, and what we're going to do is begin to hinge at the hip. So exhale or inhale, your choice, hinge at the hip, sweep the arms down, and use the momentum of the arms to lift the sternum up. And so again, exhale or inhale down, your choice. And then the opposite as you start to reach and lift. And you want to have the spine and the leg as long as you can. Standing, what that's going to look like is we're going to step the left leg out in front of us just a little bit, flex that foot, you're going to bend the right knee. When you're ready, you're going to inhale, swoop down, and lift up. Really ground through that right foot. And again, so you're just looking for a gentle stretch in the back of the hamstring. Also should be engaging the core, right? Keep the back nice and long. Try not to round the back, especially on the way up. Try and use these muscles here along the ribs to keep your back nice and long. Give yourself one more on this first side. And whenever you're ready, you'll come back to center. If you're standing, you're going to step the left leg out in front. If you're seated, you're going to make sure that the left knee is over the left ankle. Extend the right leg. When you're ready, we're going to hinge at the hip. Reach down and forward. Keep the back as long as you can. Use your sternum and your core, your stomach, to lift you up. Sync this up with your breath in any way that you want, either exhaling down, inhaling up, or inhaling as you reach down and out, and exhaling as you come up to the top. Find a breath pattern that feels good in your body. Notice what you're feeling in the hamstrings, in the hips, in the back, in the thighs. Keeping that foot nice and flexed, that helps to engage the quads, engaging the muscles of the thigh. Keep that right hip bone pulled back into its socket. Keep it from sliding forward. Give yourself 2 more on this side. Again, just noticing what you feel. Beautiful. One last one at your own pace. Exhale the hands down, bring the legs together. Notice what you're feeling in your body. Take a breath. You can bring your hands to your body if you'd like. Beautiful. I do want to do one knee move with you guys standing up, if that's okay. So, and you can stand next to your chair or move your chair next to your mat if you want to have it there for balance purposes. What we're going to do is a very simple move. The idea is to just basically practice bending the knee, or bending the leg rather, without overuse of the knee. So similarly to how when we stand in a mountain pose, right? And I cue up, every muscle is engaged. Like we're practicing standing up properly, right? We're practicing standing up using our muscles. It seems funny that we would have to practice these things, but modern society has led us here. This is where we are, right? So we also want to practice bending our legs properly so that we know that we can be using these muscles in the thighs especially, so that we don't always put extra load on the knee. So what you want to do is a kickstand pose. So step your left foot behind you a little bit, and you're going to come up onto the toe of that foot. And you can adjust your stance at any point, bringing your feet closer together or farther apart, and you can hold on to your chair. When you're ready, you're going to just begin to bend the knee any amount, and then squeeze the glutes and work the thighs as you come up. And notice what that feels like. And notice that even though it's a super simple movement, it might not feel super simple. Yeah, as we're doing it in this slow and controlled way, really focusing on what's happening, there's a lot going on. There are dozens of muscles working in the thighs, in the glutes, right? If you're also focused on keeping the shoulders slightly above the hips, you're also working a lot of the core, right? And so just breathe deeply and fully. Notice what you're feeling. Give yourself 2 more here on this first side. And it's a lot. It's balance work. It's strength work. There's a lot going on right now, right? And so that's one thing that we will do in here. When I do ask everyone to stand up, it will be for very simple progressive exercises like this. Things that if you guys do them every day, right, it'll take only a few minutes of your time for each one. And it really does help so much with how you are able to move throughout your day and how you're able to feel in your body. And that's the idea. So now we're going to step the left foot back a little bit, press into the ball of that foot. Again, we're just going to be bending that right knee, squeezing the glutes and the thighs as you come up, making sure that it's the outer hip, the outer thigh, right? The bottom of the quad, which is in the front of the thigh. These are the muscles that are working. They're showing up to the party and they're bringing a dish. They're not just showing up with their kids to trash your house and then leave, right? It's like you gotta have better friends than that. And your muscles want to be better friends, but they forgot, right? You just gotta let them know. So, and notice what you're feeling in this leg. Notice that both might not feel the same. And as always, stay out of any ranges of motion that cause you pain, right? Notice what you're feeling. Notice where can you be more stable? Where can you engage the muscles more? And sometimes even touching the muscles in your leg or in this outside, especially here on the outside portion of our glute medius, that can be particularly difficult to engage, right? And so sometimes putting our hand there helps us be like, oh yeah, and I'm building that mind-muscle connection now, right? And that's what we want. When you're ready, you'll shake your legs out. You'll notice how you're feeling. How are we doing? It's tight. Yeah. Well, since we're standing up anyway, all right, come behind your chair. And what we're going to do here is use the back of our chair to help us stretch out not only the back of our hamstrings, right, which might be feeling a little tight, but also get into this upper back situation, right? And so how we're going to do that is take our hands at the back of our chair, and we're going to begin to walk ourselves backward. And we're going to just walk ourselves backward until we can bring our chest and our head in between our arms. And you want to press your hips up. So that as you press the hips up with a gentle bend in your knee, you have a bright stretch along your hamstring. And because you're letting your chest relax down in between your arms, and maybe even letting your chest sink toward the earth a little bit, and maybe you're letting your head hang really heavy, completely relaxing your neck. As you do all that, feel a deep stretch in your shoulders, in your upper back, maybe even down into your thoracic spine. Then again, keep a gentle bend in the knee. You don't want to lock the knees out. Locking the knees puts undue pressure on the knees. We want to avoid that at all costs. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here if that works for you. And when you're ready, you'll bend the knees deep. You'll either pull the chair back to you or you'll walk yourself back towards your chair, whatever feels better in your body. You'll notice what you're feeling. What do we think about that? Yeah? Good. So everyone come onto your mat so that you can face the bottom of your chair. And you can look real quick, but basically we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did. We'll inhale our arms up overhead, and I'll talk you through it when you get to your chairs. You'll exhale into a gentle forward fold, and you can choose to stay just like this if this is all you need. You can press the hips up toward the sky, make the back nice and long, pull your belly button in towards your spine to protect your back, and keep a gentle bend in the knees. If you want to do more here, you can keep the feet about hip distance apart, gently bend your knee, and start to push the chair away from you any amount. So you have to slide it off of your mat. And as you push the chair away from you, you can bring your chest and your head back in between your arms again. Relaxing the chest, letting the shoulder blades come wide on the back. Pressing through your palms. Breathing deeply here. And if anyone has high blood pressure or vertigo, you do not have to hold this posture. For everyone else, give yourself one more round of breath if it feels good. And when you're ready, bend your knees deep, pull your chair back towards you or walk back towards your chair, whatever feels good in your body right now. Beautiful. Notice how you're feeling. How we doing? Good? All right, let's have a seat for a moment. Let's go, get back to your chairs. All right. Yeah, we'll do a full eagle. Why not? Come to and you can always do the standing if you want a real challenge, but she's a real challenge. Everyone's going to start with your feet close together. And we're going to take the left foot, so there's going to be multiple options for every portion of this. It's always up to you to play with whatever options you want to play with. Whatever one feels good to you, that's the one you do, and it's perfect, right? Take the left foot, bring it over to the right side of the body. You can do that by crossing your ankles and then squeezing the calves and the thighs together, almost like you had to go pee, but you're in the middle of something. It's going to be a long time before you get to. And just squeeze everything tight together. The other option for the legs is to cross the thighs, right? And again, squeeze the calves together, squeeze the thighs together, make your spine nice and tall, right? The third option for this seated is to take the left foot and wrap it all the way around, right? Keeping that right foot really grounded it's a lot, right? You don't have to have pasta legs. If it's uncomfortable, don't do it, right? And also know that if you do this, where you're just crossed at the thighs over time, actively squeezing the calves and the thighs together, the body's tolerance for that wrapping grows, right? And so you never know. A few months from now, you could be wrapping. Wherever you are, it's perfect. Squeeze the calves, squeeze the thighs, stay fully active. Lengthen through the spine, make yourself as tall as you can. Inhale the arms up to shoulder height. The left arm is going to come under the right as you give yourself a hug. As you give yourself this hug, feel the shoulder blades wide on the back and feel how good that feels. Take a deep breath there. Breathe into that space between the shoulder blades. Feel it expand. When you're ready, you can either keep your arms just like this in the hug, keep the legs squeezing, and you can lift your shoulders. The other options here, to bring the back of the hands together, squeezing the hands together and lifting the elbows up. Or you could also take the hands and wrap them all the way, the palms touching. Again, lifting the elbows up any amount, squeezing everything together, and staying in ranges of motion that work in your body. Give yourself one more deep breath here in this full twisted eagle, and when you're ready, on an exhale, slowly unwrap the arms. Inhale them out wide. Slowly unwrap the legs. Release everything. Notice how you feel. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now imagine I just came up from behind you and pulled your chair out and was like, don't fall down. When you're ready, we're going to take the right leg and we're going to do the same thing. Maybe just the toes come over, and it doesn't have to be the same on both sides. Squeeze the calves and the thighs together, right? Maybe you cross the legs at the thighs and squeeze the calves and the thighs together. Maybe you do the full wrap on this side because for some reason this side is more flexible than the other. Whatever your body wants to do, it's perfect. Squeeze the calves, squeeze the thighs, lengthen through the spine. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, the right arm comes underneath this time. Give yourself that hug. Take a few breaths here. Again, notice that feeling between the shoulder blades. Inhale into that space in your back. When you're ready, you can stay just like this and begin to lift the elbows, or you could bring the backs of your hands together, or you could intertwine the hands and bring the palms together. Wherever you are, lift your elbows. Ground through that left foot, squeeze the calves and the thighs together. Keep the spine nice and long. Engage the muscles in your core. One more breath. It's a lot of work. You are a regal, majestic eagle. And when you're ready, exhale, slowly release the arms. Inhale them wide. When you're ready, exhale and slowly release the legs. How you feel? Holding on for dear life. I think that's what they do most of the time. All right. Let's do a couple of quick, just simple stretches with the arm. Take the left arm across the front of your body, grab onto it with the right, and just gently pull it toward the right side of your body. You're going to feel a deep stretch from here all the way through the shoulder blade here. Give yourself 1 or 2 more breaths here, and then whenever you're ready, you'll release it and you'll switch sides. Taking a moment to notice the difference in the 2 sides of the body if you want. Again, feeling that deep stretch in the shoulder and the shoulder blade. And whenever you're ready and you feel even on both sides, you'll release that second side. Excellent. We'll inhale the arms up to shoulder height, bend at the elbow, fingers point forward with the palms facing down. We're going to take the muscles in between the shoulder blades and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, okay? So squeeze the shoulder blades together and a little bit down. Take a round of breath, and as you finish your exhale, bring the arms back out. Again, squeeze the shoulder blades together and slightly down. And after you take an inhale and an exhale, come back out. 3 more just like this at your own pace. Holding that squeeze back and down for 1 round of full breath. Trying to keep the breath as natural as possible here. Notice what you're feeling as you engage those muscles between the shoulder blades. 1 last one here. And whenever you're ready, you'll release the arms down into the hands into the lap. Notice what you're feeling. Maybe we'll just take a moment to drop the chin toward the chest. And then pick the chin up toward the ceiling any amount. And just do that a couple more times. Dropping the chin, keeping the space in the neck long. So even when you're lifting the chin up or you're dropping the chin down toward the chest, can you keep length in your neck? Can you use the muscles along your spine and your neck to help support and give you space as you perform this movement? Linger wherever it feels good to linger. And when you're ready, you'll Drop the chin one last time. And then slowly come back to neutral. Notice what you're feeling. And then we're going to take the chin and we're just going to draw a little circle with the chin. Just gentle circle as if you had your chin up on a foggy glass and you were just kind of wiping some of the fog away with your chin. And notice, again, can you keep length in your neck as you make this movement? When you're ready, you'll slowly change directions. Again, nice, slow, small circles with the chin. Notice what muscles are engaged, who can come to the party that helps make the party better, who help make the party go more smoothly. Give yourself 1 or 2 more circles in the second direction. And then when you're ready, we'll come to a neutral spine, looking forward. Close your eyes and just notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice any areas of tightness or tension that might remain. Notice any areas of the body that might feel open and alive, long and spacious. Notice how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. Perhaps free of the burdens that haunted you at the beginning of class, perhaps still holding on to any lingering thoughts or feelings about the world at large. Maybe you had some things come up about your body or your ability during the practice. Whatever you see there, whatever you notice, I want you to acknowledge what you find, whether it's positive or negative, and then allow yourself to gently release that. Not bypassing or invalidating any of those thoughts or feelings, but simply letting go of them to make space for us to be completely present in this moment, right now. Notice your breath, the way that it feels and sounds. Notice its natural pace right now and how the qualities of it right now might differ from initially at the beginning of class. And when you're ready, I want to invite you to begin to relax the muscles in your face, your jaw, and your neck. To release any tension from your shoulders, your upper back, and your chest, and to begin to soften the muscles in the rib cage and in the belly. Breathe deeply and fully and notice the way the body moves in response to the breath. Allow yourself to succumb to that natural impulse for movement, to soften any tension in the body that might be keeping you from engaging in this wave-like undulation that the breath brings about. And just let yourself become fully engulfed in that dance between the breath and the body. Your hands can stay on your legs, they can rest in your lap with the palms facing up, or they can come to your body, one hand on the navel, one hand on the heart. Wherever you are, stay fully focused on that movement and that dance between the breath and the body. Lifting and expanding on your inhales, gently relaxing and drawing into yourself on the exhale. Allowing yourself to breathe your deepest breath every time, not through effort or straining, but simply through softening the body, releasing tension, and allowing the body to expand a little bit more with every round of breath. Bathing your body in vital oxygen, nourishing your brain, your muscles. Continue breathing deeply and fully. And for the next few moments, as you breathe deeply and fully, I want to invite you to call to mind a point of gratitude. It can be gratitude for this breath that sustains you, gratitude for this body that moves you through the world, gratitude for a loved one, an aspect of your own personality, for the sunshine, for candy. I don't care what it is, but let your heart be filled with joy. Let every inhale amplify that gratitude, and let every exhale offer you a release of everything else. So that as you breathe deeply and fully, your heart focused on this gratitude, cultivating this great sense of joy, all that you're left with in this moment is your body, your breath, and your heart overflowing with joy. Continue breathing deeply and fully, your heart focused on that point of gratitude. Cultivating this sense of thankfulness and abundance that is available to you at any point throughout your day, throughout your week, and throughout your life. When you're ready, keep the eyes closed, bring the palms together in front of you. We're going to rub our hands. We're going to cultivate some Shakti or some friction. And once you feel the warmth in between your palms, if you're wearing glasses, I invite you to take them off. Once you feel the warmth in between your palms, however vigorously or long you need to rub your hands for, you're going to take those Shakti bathed, those chi soaked hands, and you're going to place them over your closed eyes. You'll take a deep breath here, focused on your point of gratitude. You'll keep the eyes closed. You'll bring the palms together again. You'll rub the hands once more until you cultivate that Shakti, that chi, that healing energy in the palms. And once you feel that warmth in between the hands, take your warm hands and bring them to the back of the neck and the back of the shoulders. And place them over your closed eyes, taking a deep breath there, focused on that heart full of gratitude. One last time, the eyes stay closed, the palms come together. Rub those hands as vigorously and long as you need to cultivate some warmth in between the palms. And this time, when you cultivate that warmth in between your hands, take those palms and place them over your heart. Take a deep breath here, focused on how grateful you are for this body, for this life. Take the hands and place them over your closed eyes. Bow the head gently and take 3 deep breaths here, focused on that heart full of gratitude. And let them be your fullest breaths yet. One last deep, full breath. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open, looking into your palms, and then slowly pull your palms away from your face, coming back into this world that eagerly awaits you. I hope you all enjoyed class. It was a pleasure being here with you. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. Namaste.